go live. No. Hello? Ahoy.
Hello.
I think we're live. I think we're live. Welcome everyone who has decided to get up early to join us.
Yeah,
that's
that's crazy.
quite
Thank
crazy.
You.
That is quite crazy.
I know. I can't believe that people we're that special. Thank you.
Billy, I admire your dedication. I really do.
I know. I really do.
Now, I have a quick question before we get on with anything. Can anyone tell me whether or not you're hearing things in stereo or mono? Because that was one of the complaints that from last time. I said I was going to fix it. I genuinely hope it's now fixed. Let me know if you can hear either way. We also are a little bit late starting, and there is a legitimate reason for that, because no matter what we try and do, something always goes wrong.
No matter.
Literally, I was just kind of modifying the microphone height, and you see this little there's a little thing here on the microphone stand which you probably can't see, but I'll move over slightly. There's a little.
Oh, it's in mono.
There's a what? No.
Yeah.
That's really annoying. Okay.
Oh,
I'll have to try it. I'll have to do a test recording again next time. But anyway.
Yeah, we'll have to work it out. I'm sorry.
There's a little screw here on this microphone stand, and it literally just snapped off. So I don't know where the hell the rest of it's gone, but
It's all down here.
there's a microphone that's kind of in pieces on the floor.
Yeah. Thank God that happened after we did the podcast as well.
Yes.
Like, because then we would have been stuck with no microphone to do
that
the
would
podcast.
that would have sucked. So
That
we're
would've sucked.
Oh, some people are getting stereo, some people are getting mono. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'll do some more testing either way until between this week and next week to make
Yeah.
sure that it definitely is stereo, at least from my perspective,
Yeah.
and what I say goes.
Yes.
Okay, so now that we've got all of the randomness out of the way, and we're actually live, today we wanted to talk about the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
It's obviously this year.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what's going on with it.
No, I mean, I don't know if I don't feel like it's been 30 years because we haven't actually experienced it ourselves. Like, we didn't play like the first game.
Well, I mean,
When-
as a European,
Like,
I've experienced 20 years.
Yeah,
Like-
I was not even thought of yet. I was about
You're a
2
glint.
years. I was a glimmer in my father's eye. But yeah, so it's weird. It's weird to think that Final Fantasy has been around that long.
Hmm?
I mean, even that Final Fantasy VII's been around like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy thinking about it.
It's also weird to think that they had so many games come out in the first 10 years.
Yeah.
And then it's significantly slowed down since.
Yeah, just a bit.
We had 7 games in the first 10 years, and we've had another 8 in the next 20.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a lot more.
I wonder what changed.
I am being slightly harsh with that, because obviously when we're looking at numbered series, then that's the case. But there have been, I don't know, like 100 Final Fantasy games
Yeah.
in the
There have been plenty.
over. I mean, it's been absolutely crazy, like, what this franchise, where it started off as obviously just their kind of we need to save our company brainchild, and
Yeah.
Sakaguchi and his story about how if it didn't work he was going to go back to university or whatever, to the massive crazy like multi-million pound, billion-pound gaming franchise that it's turned into. I don't think anyone could have envisioned just how crazy it would have become, not less any of the people that actually created it in the first place.
And to answer your question, Rachel, actually, I mean, maybe he doesn't want me to say this, but Daryl is actually older than the series. Bless ya.
Only just.
Only just.
It's touch and go.
I know.
Touch and go. But no one would ever believe it, Lauren.
No one ever would. No one ever believe it. But yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy to think how far Final Fantasy has come, and that it's still around as well. I mean, like, it really sort of got hit hard when Sakaguchi left. I think, like, it was just such a big change for everyone. And then when, like, everybody else started leaving, like Nobuo and stuff, it was just kind of like, whoa, okay, is this the end of Final Fantasy? And I'm thankful that it wasn't. I'm thankful that Final Fantasy is still like a force to be reckoned with. Really, it could have ended with 10.
Yeah.
It you know.
I mean, obviously that was part of what Sakaguchi challenged Tabata with for Final Fantasy 15, just making it relevant again, because I feel that in the last couple of iterations it started becoming a bit of a joke in some circles. It was pretty cool amongst the 13 franchise for kind of the mainstream games media to basically just kick it, carry on kicking it, and it's the critiques that games would get would just be like, well, it doesn't have this, which is a classic Final Fantasy thing. It's like, well, is that really a classic Final Fantasy thing? Does it have to have this element? No, it doesn't.
Yeah. And I think that's the beauty about Final Fantasy, and also the detriment of it is that like Final Fantasy is so different. Like each one of the games has been different. It's really hard to say like this defines a Final Fantasy game, because depending on which Final Fantasy game you started with, it's a completely different definition for everybody.
So I'm just going to ask a quick question there, because Yakov has just asked about the big rumored mega collection. Now, obviously, for the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy, they did do a collection of games. I think it was all on the PlayStation 1, where it was literally just like a massive box where you could buy all of the games up to that point. One of the big rumors that came out towards the end of last year, which we covered, was this whole thing about a massive 30th anniversary box, which would contain Final Fantasy 1 through to Final Fantasy 15, and it would include, I think Final Fantasy 11 was in there. It was the Lightning Trilogy, Final Fantasy 15 Game of the Year edition, Final Fantasy 14 plus the expansion packs that they've done so far, the Final Fantasy 10-2 HD remaster. Is this something that people would genuinely buy? Because obviously it would come in at a pretty hefty price. You're looking at probably, I don't know, £300-400 for something of that caliber. Is that something that people would genuinely want? Because if so, I don't understand why Square haven't announced or even just kind of shown any kind of motion that that's something that they're going to make.
Yeah, no, and I mean, honestly, I really do wish that they would make something like that. I think it would be a really cool item to have. But yeah, no, it's whether or not people would actually think it's worth. There would be people who buy it though. I mean, I actually wonder how many people have. Are the wine glasses out yet?
Probably in Japan.
Like, has anybody actually bought them yet and got them? Well, that's what I'm wondering about. But
I haven't seen anyone using the Ultima fork in the wild.
No, I haven't seen anybody using it. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I have a feeling that it would be something that would be sought after. It'd be crazy.
They wouldn't necessarily have to port all the games to the PlayStation 4, because they could give download codes, for example. Like a lot of the games are available kind of already.
Yeah. I mean, they would have to. It would be nice if they could have them all in one console, though. I mean, really, it's like Steam is so close to having all of them as well. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately, Adam. That's what it would be. It's a collector's thing, That's what the 25th anniversary one was set up for as well. It had a ridiculous price tag. It's just something that where it's like when they do all the flipping DVD box sets where you can get every single one and they do some kind of commemoration thing. It's just so that you can have all those games in one place and they all have like a kind of similar branding and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Frank. But yeah, no. See, like Yakov, you said that you would pay the price, so it's like it's definitely something that I think people would buy if it came out, especially if it had like some kind of Play Arts Kai with it as well.
So, I mean, as a more general question, the 30th anniversary celebration, obviously they did the event on the 31st of January. They had the kind of the Final Fantasy aficionado, like the
cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop. All the big developers to have had a consistent or made their mark on the franchise over the years. And I think there was a lot of confusion about what that event was meant to be.
Yeah.
I think they did a really bad job in setting expectations around it. I know that, you know, we and like many other fans were expecting them to do something, like announce something for the 30th anniversary, like this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year or something like that.
Just
but
something to just sort of make us excited.
Yeah, but instead it was oh, we're going to be doing the wine glasses. There's going to be some really expensive what was it, like
really expensive cakes. Like
cakes,
the
that
cakes
was it. Yeah,
were something that they were promoting.
The cup noodle tie-in.
They gave everybody a towel to wipe their tears. They announced, I think that's where they announced the Final Fantasy VII remake snow sculpture.
No, that had already been announced.
That had already been announced.
Yeah.
But either way, like they announced like a whole lot of nothing, really. And like we're almost halfway through the year and we still haven't had anything really.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, from they announced a release date for the Zodiac Age. They announced a release date for the City Opera Omnia in Japan. They announced some tie-ins with Brave Exvius, but you know, and they obviously had the Final Fantasy VII Remake key art.
Oh yes.
Because they weren't in a position to say anything about it yet. In the interview following the event, they started talking all about it, which I never really understood. I didn't. And like obviously Nomura showed off some screenshots like a week or two later.
Yeah, I know. At a random like freaking event.
So I mean, were you obviously, like, it was a while ago now, but based on what's happened since, like, were you guys satisfied with the 30th anniversary event? Like, just spam the comments. Like, I think it would be, just let us know, let other people know, just get a discussion going, guys. Come on.
Yes.
But like, were you guys happy with what they showed? Like, because personally, I mean, we're now, what do I have to look at the calendars to know we're in May? We're now in May.
Yeah.
And nothing has been said about the 30th anniversary since. There's been like tiny little bits that they've said, like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. And yeah, as someone said, who was it? They just said, you know, obviously they've just announced the 30th anniversary Chocobo, which you can get from the store, and they've been mentioning the Stephen Lewis said that they've talked about the wines and the cakes on the recent live letter. But it's like, great. Most of this stuff is Japan exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean for the rest of the world?
I know.
Because so far
it's like, okay, we are so focused on making Final Fantasy 15 a game for the whole world, and yet we're celebrating our game franchise and excluding the whole world.
Yeah. I mean, it was frustrating for, I guess, me as well, like looking at things where, you know, even Nomura towards the end of last year or either the start of this year was saying how, I mean, not only is it the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy this year, it's also the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy 7, and it's also the 15th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts. Got three mega anniversaries this year.
Yeah.
And Nomura, who is central to pretty much all of them,
yeah,
came out and said, no, sorry, I've been too busy working on like World of Final Fantasy and Dissidia and stuff to really like, think about it.
Not even like it's supposed to be his like responsibility.
No,
it's supposed to be like the community.
Well, I mean, like obviously as a company.
Yeah, as a company, but like, you know, just Square Enix, just do something. You don't need Nomura's permission. Just do it.
Maybe they do. Maybe they do need Nomura's permission.
Just do something. But yeah, like, I mean, it was a bit of a silly thing, the fact that like they just announced a Final Fantasy 14 fan gathering in Manchester, an official one, and it's just like they just had one in Germany. Like, could you just the main series people want to celebrate? Like, why are you wasting this opportunity?
Yeah. And like, it sounds quite cynical, but you know, this is the anniversaries are great. Fans love them.
Yeah.
You know, if they wanted to kind of think about things that they could do to make fans more excited about the franchise, exploit us.
I know.
Then there's loads of opportunities. But doing like a snow sculpture, which is like a nice throwback to the snow sculpture they did when Final Fantasy VII came out. But you know, it's a random Japanese event. Like, where's things that they're doing in other countries around the world?
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, E3 is obviously the place where they could do more. But I mean, they haven't mentioned yet that they're doing a Square Enix press conference at E3.
Yeah.
So if they are going to do something, it's either going to have to come from their the live streams they do during their booth, or it's going to have to come at probably the Sony press conference, which they probably won't have too much time during.
Mm-hmm.
It might be that they get like, I don't know, 5 minutes to do like a new trailer for they'll probably have the Zodiac Age maybe shown, and if they want to do something for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, then they'll probably do that at that point as well.
Yeah. No, it's just like, it's just a shame. It's like we want to include everybody by making Western RPGs, but we're not actually going to include you.
Big Boss 96, we've just covered that actually. I really hope they do the 30th anniversary collection. I think that doing that would make perfect sense. There's obviously some things that would have to come to fruition for them to be able to do that, because there currently is no Lightning Saga on the PlayStation 4, and there's currently no Final Fantasy 15 Game of the Year edition. But I definitely think they should do it. I don't see why they wouldn't want to do that.
See, Gadelar Zazagarian, like, I kind of disagree with you, if only because he doesn't really have a relationship with you. Like, what relationship has he had? He's showed you pictures.
We're fans too, you know, Lauren.
And he's had a video that he's in a room that's empty with a baseball cap on, saying how he doesn't want to do the video. Like, to be honest, like, Tabata, say what you will about him as a director, but, like, Tabata actually had a certain sense of professionalism and actually, like, talked to us. Yoshi P actually talks to us. Nomura hasn't done anything. Finito. And maybe it's his personality, but
I know that he did say that the reason why he doesn't like to do it is because he's worried about the stuff that happens to Tabata all the time, because basically anytime Tabata speaks, people jump on it.
That's just this thing. I would rather be told what's going on or have any indication of what's going on.
I mean, at least with the way that Tabata does it, he evokes emotions.
I like him.
Lauren has been very passionate about some of the things that he's done.
I know that sometimes he's dumb. I know that sometimes he talks a bit too much, but I still really like the guy. He's a cuddly toy. If they made a plush of Tabata, I would buy it. There's little...
That's actually not a bad idea. People would buy those.
Yeah.
If they made plushies for the developers, people would do it.
Yeah.
People would buy them.
Oh, I so would. His like dreamy bed eyes, you know. He always looks well rested, that man.
No, he doesn't.
No, maybe not. He never looks well rested. But you know, he's just he would just be a great plushie.
I think they're just very different people. I mean, Kitase has spoken about the fact that they want to start. Well, they're thinking about doing kind of active time reports for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I genuinely can't see it happening because Nomura just. I can't see him taking part in it.
No.
Like, Kitase may do, but you know, it's not his main focus. There's other things that he's working on right now. But yeah. I mean, what are you guys expecting from the 30th anniversary? I guess that's a kind of random question to throw out there. I know that people have talked about the collector's edition. I mean, the ultimate collector's box. I mean, the fact that the video we did about it has had like 150,000 views or something ridiculous. Like, people are clearly interested in that product. But what else would you guys like to actually see for the 30th anniversary? I mean, World of Final Fantasy came out a year prior, so that probably would have been a good kind of anniversary game. I mean, Dissidia would be a good anniversary game. It was obviously created around the 20th anniversary as a kind of celebration of the franchise.
Yeah.
But I mean, the 20th anniversary, they actually produced a lot of games for it. They remastered games, they remade games, they re-released games, they came up with new games. The 25th anniversary, they didn't really do that much with regards to games, and from the looks of things, it kind of feels like the 30th anniversary is going to be quite similar on that front, where they're just not really going to produce too many games for us to buy in celebration of it.
And I'm going to still go at you, Gadelar, did Nomura send out a survey to everybody, like 3 surveys to everybody, to fans, to say about whether or not they like the game?
I mean, Episode to Sky was basically set up to get feedback on how people felt about it.
Like, how can you sit there and say that Tabata doesn't care about the fans? Like, he cared about the fans. He changed the game. He added freaking Moogles into the game. Granted, it was a bit of a crap thing, because it was just like, let's throw Moogle plushies at people. But like, he added Moogles into the game for you. He added Gilgamesh into the game for you. The only thing he didn't do was change
Airships.
Cindy's costume. He even turned the regalia into a freaking airship. Like, how is he not serving the customers? I'm sorry, I just get a bit annoyed with the Tabata hate, which is just so uncalled for. It's just like, the guy tried his best.
No, I don't think Daddy of Light counts as a 30th anniversary celebration.
And Yoshi P is like terrific. He is really great. Like, I mean, he hypes up the fans like crazy.
Yeah. What do you mean when you say that who never did it for his games, Nomura or Tabata? Because Tabata's always done stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
so a better example would be the fact that when Square Enix have pretty much never done wider language support for any of their games. So like Latin America, from what I remember, has never really had any localization. Likewise for voice acting, it's generally just Japanese and English only. But when Tabata was doing the press tour for Type 0 HD, he went to Latin America. I think he went to Mexico. I think he went to Brazil. And he was kind of blown away by how kind of fervent the fan base was, that he decided that he was going to like really try and cater for them. So that's why, you know, Final Fantasy 15 has a lot more localization options. There's either coming in the form of subtitles, but I believe there's voice acting in French and German, maybe Spanish and Portuguese as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like he tried to do a lot to make the fans feel like they were being listened to, and that's like that kind of level of detail is not something that any other director has ever really done.
And I completely disagree. He has a ton of originality and creativity. Just look at Type 0. Type 0 is a fantastic game. Like, that's a really great game.
But hey, we're not here to debate the
I know.
debate
I just have
the
to
rights and
be-
wrongs of Tabata and
I'm not
Nomura.
gonna say
and-
that Tabata was a perfect person. I just, you know, I just think that he gets a bit of an unfair rep.
I would say though that Ito wasn't just a supervisor in Final Fantasy 12. He did a lot more than that.
He doesn't rely on controversy. Controversy just happened.
it's accidental controversy.
It was absolutely it just happened.
I'd say that Nomura has had plenty of controversy over the years. Anyway, so yeah, I don't think anyone really answered my question with regards to what do people actually want from the 30th anniversary? Is it that, you know, I'm going to give some examples here. Do you want another celebration game like Dissidia or Theatrhythm? I'm not saying a new iteration of those games, but would you want something brand new, kind of in a similar universe? Like a new, obviously you've got a fighting game, you've got a music rhythm game. I mean, the perfect one, or the easy example would be a new racing game.
Yeah, that'd
like
be fun.
Revive the Chocobo Racing franchise, make it a fun celebration game around that. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Obviously, we've got the collection box. I guess what else would people really want? I mean, we've got the anniversary concerts kind of taking place. Yeah, I mean, what else would you guys be expecting from the 30th anniversary? Because I think we're all disappointed in what they've shown so far.
We know that you do, Brayden. We know that you want your Toriyama.
You derailed me.
I know, I'm sorry. For what I want, I mean, I don't know really. Like, I'm sort of satisfied with what we have. Like, I like the Theatrhythm stuff. I like the Dissidia stuff. I'm almost sort of like, you know, just whatever you throw at me, I'm happy. Just throw something. Just do something. I mean, release a dance game.
Well, I
Final
mean, they've
Fantasy
kind of
dance
like the
game.
Theatrhythm All Star Carnival is kind of along those lines.
Yeah.
It's an arcade game where you have to use your hands to do all the stuff, which is quite crazy.
But yeah, racing would be fun. Racing would be fun.
They haven't had a Chocobo racing game for a long time, and there was
No.
one in development that they cancelled. And you know, all you've got to do is to get. I mean, the success of Mario Kart, which continues to be crazy, but
Fat Chocobo racing would
but-
be incredible.
I really loved Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing. It was such a good game. It was just such a bundle of fun, and you know, there's no reason that Square Enix can't do something similar with the Chocobo Racing. It doesn't have to be anything too substantial. Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing just had really good gameplay mechanics, and they just kind of lent on the different characters they've had, and just kind of made fun of the different elements with regards to kind of how they worked and stuff. I mean, see, Sonic still raced a car. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous, but
Yeah.
they just tried to make each character have a bit of personality, and I think that's kind of what it's all about. It's just trying to make a fun game. Now, Square Enix don't have a great reputation when it comes to going outside of their comfort zone with different gaming genres, but yeah, I'd still like to see it, like the Chocobo Racing franchise make a return.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I would love to have the Dissidia arcade on console. Like, I really would love to have that on console. 100%. I think that would satisfy me greatly. It's like I see so many people going off to play it in Japan. I'm just like, oh, I really want to play it. It looks like so much fun. But yeah, that's about it, really.
You're done? That's all you want? You just want Dissidia
and a
arcade to
plushie.
come?
I just want my plushie.
Easily
And,
pleased.
I mean, it would be nice if they did do a fan gathering just for like Final Fantasy main series fans as well. I mean, it is a shame that they just kind of focus on Final Fantasy 14.
I guess it's the one that's easiest because the fans are a consistent thing.
Yeah.
Like they know how many people are subscribing to the game
Yeah.
and are continuing to subscribe to the game, and it's already a social game anyway.
Yeah.
So
And it's easier to theme probably as well because you just have Eorzea, don't you?
yeah.
And then there's things to announce. But I mean, it would be cool. Or maybe even like a screening night, like a movie night with like Advent Children or something like that. Kingsglaive. Just hire out
in every
theater.
country, in every
country,
city in the
in
world.
every city. You know?
But no, I think it's
Animal Crossing, but Final Fantasy, that would be
it
amazing.
kind of goes back to, like, you know, with the actual games themselves. I think we all kind of know when we're not happy,
Yeah.
but we don't necessarily know what we want.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, I just kind of want them to figure it out. It's because also we've just had so many tribute games recently. Like we've had, you know, Record Keeper, Theatrhythm, like Dissidia,
Even
like,
Brave Exvius.
Brave Exvius, to
Mobius
a point.
as well.
Like, there's just so many tribute games that I'm just kind of inundated with them that I just kind
Lots
of want.
of Theatrhythms. What a Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I'm just
Final
kinda,
Fantasy Explorers.
You know, I'm satisfied as far as that's concerned, but I do just want to sort of have something to be like, oh, that was great, 30th anniversary.
Final Fantasy Builders, I get where you're coming. You know what I would really love, and they've already done it with Dragon Quest. Final Fantasy Warriors.
Yeah, Daryl's been dying.
Final Fantasy Warriors makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just built for it. That seems like a really easy win for them. I mean, they're already kind of hand in hand with Tecmo Koei anyway, because they've done Dragon Quest Warriors, Dragon Quest Heroes. Sorry, they've done 2 of them now, I think. And there's obviously they're working with Team Ninja on Dissidia. Like, there's a good working relationship there.
Could like the Final Fantasy VII level just be like Sephiroth carting around a bunch of reunion cloaked people behind him, just being like reunion, 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 and you just have to mow over them with your like motorbike or something? That would be amazing. Cloud on a motorbike mowing into reunion people.
I think
Reunion.
Are we talking about Final Fantasy Theft Auto here?
Yes. Well, no, Warriors. Isn't that what
They
Warriors
don't
is all
drive.
about?
Well, they do
You can
drive
run into
horses
people.
with horses. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have a motorcycle instead because they don't have
Oh,
horses.
there goes the old
There
camera.
goes the camera.
Well,
It's coming back.
it had a good life. It went for
It'll
half
come
an
back.
hour.
It'll come back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
No, wait.
Oh, Daryl's, come on.
It's all going wrong.
Come on. You can do it. I believe. I believe in you.
I wonder why I'm not even going to ask questions. It gets upset, and then it just carries on getting upset, and then just decides it doesn't want to work anymore.
Final Fantasy GTA would be amazing, though.
Final Fantasy GTA.
Yep. Yep. All about that.
Cloud Thug Life.
Oh, that would be amazing. Cloud in a helicopter jumping out.
I mean, Brave Exvius coming to multiple platforms is not necessarily something that is too much out of the realm of possibility. You know what? Like, I bet you that Square Enix are waiting to see what Sakaguchi does with Terra Battle, because he.
Oh, that would be awesome. A lightning level where like she mows down people with Odin.
That would be perfect
That
for the
would
horses.
be epic. That would be epic. So epic. And then like snow with Shiva. Like this is like the best game ever right now. Good job, Daryl's.
Thank you. Yes.
New tribute game.
I will copyright it now.
Yeah.
I mean, this video would serve as a timestamp that I clearly came up with the idea for Final Fantasy Warriors, and if they do make it, then I expect some royalties.
Yep.
Probably will never receive any, but I can hope.
No.
What was I saying?
I don't remember. I wasn't listening. I was just paying attention.
You never listen to anything I say. It's a consistent theme. I've noticed.
I'm sorry.
What was I talking about? Someone remind me what I was talking about. I can't remember.
Final Fantasy Hit and Run.
I wasn't talking about that.
Final Fantasy Sims. Ooh.
Oh, Terra Battle. There we go.
Babies.
Right. So, obviously, Sakaguchi promised when they hit a certain milestone of downloads that they were going to make Terra Battle for home consoles, and I don't think he's been too forthcoming with that since they hit that milestone a while ago. So, I mean, maybe they're waiting to see how he does it first before they start venturing too much into porting their mobile games to home consoles.
Yeah, just a little bit. Was he asked about it? Oh,
What?
That'd be epic. I wonder, what did he say? Did he say no? But yeah, no, I would love a Warriors game. I think that would be a Warriors game that I would actually play with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors games or Dynasty Warriors games they're so cool.
I want to play them. I do, but like, it's just so much. I think we froze as well.
Oh dear. Oh wait, no.
No?
Why did you do that?
Oh, what happened?
No, it's just because
sorry.
I did something silly.
Oh, you did something silly.
And now
What
it's
did
all
you do?
completely
I'm
knacked
sorry,
up.
I broke it again.
Did you turn it off or on?
I turned it on and off.
Why have you turned it off?
I turned it off and on. I turned it back on.
Okay.
It's back on.
Everything's gone wrong.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Aw, there you go, Daryl. It's the Crystal Chronicles game. Lux wants a Crystal Chronicles game.
I would only accept a Crystal Chronicles game if they don't mess it up.
It probably was time compression, to be fair. You know, that was the hardest thing to read when I was playing Final Fantasy VIII was Ultimecia's talking at the very end.
But with the K's.
Like the K's. Seeds, I hate seeds. Curse all seeds.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
No, I would
think
honestly I would honestly love a new Crystal Chronicles game.
Oh, look at you! You're getting so excited.
What? See, with Crystal Chronicles, I think is pretty much it sums up the WADA reign to a T, because it was obviously it was, I think 2002 was when the first one came out, and it was not the best single player game, but as a multiplayer game, it was so cool. And then after that, they were just like, how can we just exploit this? How can we just, and it just became this thing where they didn't really know what to do with it in the end. They tried releasing a couple of games that were pretty similar to the original Crystal Chronicles. They just had their sales go down and down and down. And then, I mean, I still can't I mean, Type 0 HD is pretty similar, but I still can't think of another game where they ported, because Echoes of Time came out on the DS and the Wii, and instead of porting the Wii version down to the DS, they ported the DS version up to the Wii, which meant that it didn't even use the full screen.
Mm-hmm.
It like I never understood why they did that. It made no sense. And then obviously after that, which didn't do very well, they started doing the WiiWare games, and then like they were just, I don't know what the hell they were all about. And then after that, they did the Crystal Bearers, which was not Crystal Chronicles. It was like a spin-off of a spin-off. And it...
Poor Daryl's.
And then that was the end. That was the end of Crystal Chronicles, and we've never heard anything of it since.
It's okay. We're still recovering, aren't we? You're okay, Daryl. I believe in you. But yeah, no, I mean, Final Fantasy VIII would be a great one to see remade, especially because Squall's face looks a bit like a Monet type painting.
What now?
Not even a Monet.
Oh, Final Fantasy remake.
No, just a Picasso maybe. It looks a bit like a Picasso. I think that's the one I'm looking for.
Abstract.
You're the most attractive guy here.
Thanks.
No, whatever.
But
yeah,
I don't think we can even talk about remaking other games because we don't know when the first one's going to come out.
I know. We still need Final Fantasy VII.
Like, I mean, bless Hashimoto and bless Katase, but why do you go on record saying, yeah, we're making the Final Fantasy VII remake, but the one we really want to make is Final Fantasy VI? And yeah, no, we hear so much positive feedback about the Final Fantasy X franchise. We really want to make a 10-3, but we can't because we're working on the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah. Damn it, Final Fantasy VII remake. Like honestly.
I mean, I get that they just like to talk about stuff, but I mean, come on, guys. Actually, yeah, English versions of the Ultimania guidebooks would be pretty cool. Because the ones that we get in this country, I mean, like the Final Fantasy 15 guidebook, I don't know what the hell was going on with the QA of that, but I mean, they used the old concept art for Claris.
Yeah.
And then they just revealed stuff that I'm not going to say in this because of spoilers, but they just revealed stuff that like no one even knew about.
Yeah.
Just kind of in a family tree diagram.
I know. No, it's silly. Like, I mean, but I honestly, like, I don't know why we never got the Ultimanias, especially because like they do reveal so much more information within them. Like, I would love to read through an Ultimania. I'd buy every one if they would translate them into English.
I mean, technically, Luneth is who said that? Angel Extrema. Technically, Luneth is in Dissidia, I believe.
Yeah, because he's a skin.
Yeah, I mean, he's not actually in Dissidia, but he's a skin
for Onion Knight.
Yeah.
Because technically, I mean, could be anyone in the Onion Knight costume, couldn't it?
I would love, Amanda Kendrick, I would love to see more stuff around Kingslave too. I think we spoke about it last week, but you know that the characters that they created for Kingsglaive, people really, really liked. Yeah. I mean, Crow
had like such little time. Like I would love.
But she has a massive following.
She does.
And Nyx as well. I think, you know, if they made a standalone game about Nyx,
yeah, people
would eat that up.
Yeah.
They absolutely would.
Wesley Snipes as Barrett.
As the voice actor.
I guess as the character. No, probably actually playing him. No, I think Idris Elba has to play like pretty much every black man.
Every Barrett.
Every Barrett in every game, in every movie ever. I can't think of who else I would want. I had a Final Fantasy VII movie cast list, which I got read for because it had no Japanese people in it, unfortunately. But I can't remember who I cast as who I cast as Barrett.
I can't remember either. You can look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Did you find it? But yeah, I mean, we're probably going to wrap things up soonish.
Yeah.
Has anyone else got anything they'd like to talk about before we call it a day? If you're in the stream as well, please like the video as well. If you wouldn't mind, that would be much appreciated. We've got 24 likes so far, but there's 59 of you watching right now.
Oh yeah, I said Rampage Jackson, the guy who plays Mr. T's character in the A-Team.
Rampage would be good. He's struggling in the in MMA at the moment, so he could probably do with the cash.
Yeah, but I think he would look the part. I don't know as much about acting. We will, Brayden.
Anything else? Anything anyone would like us to discuss? 30th anniversary related or otherwise? We've got probably a couple of minutes. I presume, Corey, you meant Sora, not sofa. I'm sure Square could try and make a chair.
Yeah,
As
well,
a good character,
sofa
but...
is very much necessary when playing Final Fantasy. But yeah, Sora would be an interesting one. Although, like, there's so many Final Fantasy characters that they haven't included yet that I would be, like, a bit miffed if they included him before
You mean
them.
like Noctis?
Yeah, like, I mean, there's so many other characters that I want to see before Sora.
Okay, well, are we gonna discuss Coalesce of Dragon Quest? I mean, there is the collaboration that they do with Itadaki Street.
Yeah, Itadaki Street is great. If you guys have ever played Boom Street, like, that is such a fun game. It's like a better version of Monopoly.
Which you like but don't like.
Well, I don't like when I'm losing.
I don't think anyone likes.
Daryl is particularly good at winning.
Well, I still suck against the AI.
You do.
But I think they should do more tie-ins with Dragon Quest. I don't know why they don't. I genuinely hope that the Itadaki Street game comes over to the West, because that would fulfill my criteria of a 30th anniversary game. I really hope it does, and I hope that if it does, people like to play. I mean, games can last 8 hours without kind of batting an eyelid, but it's so much fun.
It is a lot of fun.
And you know, we had, was it Boom Street, Fortune Street, which was a Mario Dragon Quest crossover on the Wii. But I mean, that was fun. My parents even liked playing it.
Yeah, no.
What else we got?
And as for why it was always Onion Knight instead of Luneth, it's because I think in the original Final Fantasy III, there weren't any characters. Like, I mean, I'm talking about the original, not the 3DS remake. The 3DS remake, they actually made them into, like, proper characters. But in the original, they were basically, like, from what I can remember, they were basically, like, warrior, black mage, or whatever you wanted to make them into. Like, they weren't any characters. So I'm guessing they just thought, you know what, to just, for argument's sake, let's just put in Onion Knight, because that's the one that's more synonymous with Final Fantasy 3.
What else? Chances of a Crisis Core remake, I think, are pretty low. I mean, even an HD remaster, I think it's pretty low for Crisis Core. Tabata said on, I think, numerous times that he just doesn't really have any interest in doing it.
Yeah, don't blame him. He'd rather move on, do something that's.
Well, even before he was working on Final Fantasy 15, I don't think he was too interested, just because
it'd just be such a faff.
Yeah.
But
All right, guys. Well, yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day there. So yeah, I mean,
Thank you for your Mother's
Lauren's
Day wishes.
Lauren's gonna put a link to our new Facebook group in the chat. So if you'd like to kind of get updates, we talk about upcoming videos we're working on in there, sharing kind of news around. Yeah, it's a great place where you can just chat to us and meet other people who are like fans of the channel and fans of Final Fantasy as well. So feel free to join that and join the community, as so to speak. I'd also like to kind of do a cheesy promotion, but you know, if you really want to support us as well, please check over our Patreon account, so which Lauren's also going to put in the chat. You can get what can you get? You can get badges. You can
get your topic on the show.
Yeah,
as well.
You can get us to. We've done 2 videos that have been suggested by Patreon supporters now, and we're going to be doing a big giveaway for the 50th 50,000. Well, we're going to be doing a big giveaway for 50,000, but we're going to be doing a giveaway for the 25,000 subscriber mark, which we're hopefully going to hit in about a week. So we're going to do an exclusive giveaway for our Patreon supporters.
I'll try not to get mowed down.
By who?
By Cloud on his bike.
Oh,
like
true,
I said,
yeah.
with the reunion guys. It's a brilliant idea. Actually.
But yeah, thanks for all your support, guys, and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.